Gregory, inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in the Builders category.
Tough act to follow those two gentlemen ahead of me. I'd like to say thank you very much. I've thought for a long time about how best to briefly recount my 48 years of being associated with this great game, and believe me, it's not an easy task. However, I'd like to start by just saying one thing and getting one regret of mine out of the way, right off the top. You know, if you four gentlemen had been a little older, and I had a chance to get at least one of you on the team that I was the manager of, and had it to the players that we had at that time, I might not be here. I'd been still manager of the Maple Leafs. Unbelievable players. Ron Francis, Al McGinnis, Mark Messier, and Scott Stevens represent far more than their 12 combined Stanley Cups, 17 All-Star selections, 13 individual awards. In addition to all the skill they brought to the game and the great enjoyment they brought everybody, they brought character and leadership, both on and off the ice. I try not to live in the past, but I can't think, that if they hadn't been older, what a difference it would have made. Congratulations as well to the families of Bill Hewitt and Dave Fay for their deserving honor, and it's great to see Pete Demers here and being honored. We got a little bet about this. I hope I can get through this. I left a job at Colgate-Palmolive in 1959, making about $60 a week, to live a dream. And I can truly say, since that day, it's felt like I've never worked. Being in hockey is a real privilege. Watching more than 6,000 hockey games over the past half-century in cities and towns all over the world, from Miami to Anchorage, from San Diego to St. John's, from Helsinki to London, watching young hopefuls and hockey players fretting and a little bit dying some of the calls that are made when I was working with the officiating, and trying to help them and hopefully contributing in some small way to the work at the NHL. I consider what I have done to be an honor and a privilege, definitely not work. In many ways, I feel me being here this evening, I'm representing thousands of people in hockey, minor hockey team coaches, managers, all the parents, officials, all the volunteers that bring passion and dedication to rinks right across North America night after night and year after year. It is each one of you people who do that who are the true builders of the game, who work tirelessly and with little fanfare behind the scenes to provide kids with an opportunity to play the game that all of us love so much. Thank you very much. Whether it's watching a kids' game in Port Credit, that young man will know what I'm talking about, a Hillcrest team in North York, youth hockey in Connecticut, a junior game at St. Mike's, the college game in Elmira, New York, an NHL game in Vancouver, I can honestly say that I still get the same enjoyment going to the rink today as I did when I was a wannabe hockey player growing up in Dunville, Ontario. While I did not have the skill or the gift to play this game at an elite level, I did have, and I still have, a great passion for the game. That same passion I had on that day in 1959 when Father David Bauer recommended me and Mr. Stafford Smythe hired me to work with St. Mike's and be a part of the Toronto Maple Leafs organization. Those gentlemen, along with the current and former leadership provided, especially by Mr. Gary Bettman, Bill Daly, John Ziegler, Clarence Campbell, have been an unbelievable source of inspiration for me and an influence through my career. I would be remiss if I didn't mention a couple of great friends, Frank Bonello and Mr. Al McNeil, as well as my current co-workers, Coley Campbell and Mike Murphy. These fellows have been unbelievable help and great executives and have helped me, and I've learned from them over the many years. Just saying thanks to all those people isn't enough, but that's what I can do. Thank you. In closing, while I cannot mention them all by name, I'd like to borrow the motto of the NHL Alumni Association, namely the NHL's greatest hockey family, to describe and pay tribute to and thank all my friends and relatives, especially the Laura and Louis Bruno family, the entire Gregory family, Pearl, Greg, my wife Rosalie, our children Maureen, Andrea, Valerie, and David, for allowing me to follow my childhood dream and spend a life associated with these great people and the greatest game in the world. I share this homage with all of you, and thank you so much for this great honor. I'd also be remiss if I didn't thank all those people who have helped me, the executives of the teams in the NHL, so many are here today, as well as the people at the Hall of Fame for a fabulous weekend, Mr. Bill Hay, Mr. Jeff Denemy, especially Kelly Massey. They've done an unbelievable job. How often does someone get a chance to live a dream? I did. Thanks.